All right, folks, I like to showcase what I'm eating because I think it's important to see exactly what I'm eating so that I can tell if I tell players, oh, maybe think about eating this, this, and this, and I do the opposite, then that doesn't make sense. And so we're kind of aiming for the Charles Poliquin diet. And so Charles Poliquin likes to do local fruit, nuts, protein of any kind, and healthy fat. And so we have our, we threw some sausages, some olives, some garlic, and some eggs in a pan. Right, we did the meat and garlic and olives first, and then we just threw some eggs in there. I'm using a 50-50, a 1-to-1 ratio of olive oil and avocado oil that we found in the cupboard. We're at my mom and stepfather's house in Connecticut, and I just have some simple yogurt, threw a little bit of honey in there, and some pumpkin seeds and some sunflower seeds. And so another thing you want to keep in mind is you want to try to eat from your meals from most liquid to most solid. Right, most liquid to most solid is going to help with digestion. And so we just drank some. We had a glass of some nice chilled green tea. What else? Oh, another thing is you want to be moving around. Like after you eat is a great time to train because it helps with digestion. Right, so that's another great principle that I didn't really appreciate. Right, there's certain time windows. One is after you eat. One is when you wake up in the morning. Right, you want to move around after you wake up so that you could get your lymphatic system going. The lymphatic system that cleans your blood, and so your lymph is kind of like a sludge, and so it doesn't have a natural pump. This is why you feel better after you go for a walk or after you move around, because you are literally jump-starting your blood cleaning system. And so the other time that you want to consider training is before you play, right? Before you play or before practice. If you can start to get in the habit of getting into practice or games a few minutes early and get into a nice rhythm, right? You're juggling, you're dribbling, you're breathing, and so it starts to become a signal. You'll notice if you start to
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
If you start to elevate really start to get into a nice habit, juggling and dribbling, it's going to be a signal to not only the players around, but also to coaches, right? This is great for tryouts, and it shows your players, your teammates, how to start to get ready. And so they start to fall in line instead of everyone on their cell phone, instead of everyone picking their nose, doing whatever. If you start to inspire and lead your team, you could really elevate the group as a whole. And so what are we avoiding? We're avoiding sugary drinks. We're avoiding fried food. I'm not saying I don't eat those ever, but I'm saying I try to avoid it as best I can. But I used to